You're watching Coast Life on WRDE Coast TV. Earlier this week, we showed you how to keep yourself safe in what we all know can be a bit of an unpredictable world. But we want to get more into that, how you can prevent yourself from getting in a dangerous situation in the first place. So today we have a very special guest with us. We have Ted with Seaside Krav Maga in Lewes. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here and be able to get with you guys again and do some more training and give information out to the people to help everybody stay safe.
Definitely, and that's exactly what we're doing here today.
Yeah, so we were talking a little bit, before we got here about even just some of the preventative measures to getting into a dangerous situation in the first place. So what are some things that you would recommend for people who, maybe they travel alone a lot, just how to keep yourself out of dangerous situations?
Right, so we try to recommend your number one self-defense tip is using your awareness. And awareness has to do with your environment, things around you, but it also has to do with your inner awareness and your intuition, the hair on the back of your neck. If you don't feel right about a situation or individual, you really want to listen to that voice. There's a great book written by Gavin DeBecker called The Gift of Fear, and I would recommend that to everybody to maybe possibly read that book and just understand what your fear intuition, listen to it and respond to it. But you really want to be prepared if something does happen. And we can't prepare for everything and be ready for every scenario that happens. So what we do want to think about is what are some of our personal habits and vulnerabilities that might make us a target.
So do you have any recommendations for people, maybe like you said, that hair on the back of their neck is starting to stand up, they're getting that gut feeling. If they're in public maybe, what signs should they be looking out for from other people that might be a red flag?
It's difficult because in our society, we're in close proximity. We live, near the beach. If you're on the boardwalk, people are walking past you, very close by. Certainly, if you're walking down the street, if you're alone, you're by yourself, there are certain tells that we look for in a potential attacker. And you want to listen to those signs. A simple thing, if it's summertime and they're wearing a hoodie and it's 80 degrees out and you're the only one walking to your car and they're walking directly towards you, that might be a more obvious sort of tell. But other than that, there are types of predators. There's what we call asocial and antisocial. And antisocial is where there's communication. And a lot of that happens between guys, hey, they puff up and, there's this sort of exchange, this verbal exchange between them. But that can also escalate into a very violent encounter. So, in that scenario, if it were to escalate, I would want to try to de-escalate.
Yes.
And try to back off, keep my hands up, use my words. We call it verbal jujitsu, or tung fu. We have some words for that. But you want to try to de-escalate that situation. It's kind of an educational process. I don't enjoy looking at these types of videos and things, but I do look at them because of my profession and what I do. I want to understand how that perpetrator used violence to overcome the victim. All right, and now there's a flip side to that. If you can look at that scenario and how they used violence to get what they wanted, we can teach people how to use violence to counteract that.
All right, well, like you said, it all starts with your awareness, with maybe not putting yourself in a dangerous situation, so hopefully it never escalates to that point. But if it does, every week, Ted and Chris with Seaside Krav Maga in Lewes are going to be giving you get home safely tips. They're going to show you some simple moves, some simple things you can do to keep yourself safe. We have the first get home safely tip right now. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Ted.
I'm Chris.
And we're from Seaside Dojo Krav Maga. Today, we're here to talk about self-defense tips and what to do to get home safe.
What we want to do is give you physical skills and emotional skills so that you can deal with a situation and get home to your family safely.
So our theme today for this first tip is going to be what we call fighting till the end. In other words, don't give up. If you find yourself in a violent encounter, you have to fight with everything you have. Here are the tools and the targets we're going to use for this get home safe tip.
The first is a strike and block here. Next is a strike here, a strike to the ear, and leave.
So grab, yes.
Push down good.
Yep, and keep your foot flat so your body's right, and push, use your body weight. Good. And then palm strike. Boom. Right there.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed our training today on how to go home safe. Seaside Krav Maga, located in Lewes, Delaware, has training programs that you can attend to learn these techniques and practice them on a regular basis.
Next week, we're going to deal with how not to get taken to a secondary crime scene. Statistics show that if you leave the area where the predator finds you, you probably won't come back.